All right, Stripes and Coffee back for a Saturday edition. We're back at our regular scheduled time as we were just discussing. So I do have my coffee cup here. Got to get your coffee because it's a 10 a.m. game. And then the Day special right there. So who day?
Today, yes, sir.
So Saturday, fun day for a game and all meaningful football. But real quick, just want to quick get our thoughts out there real quick on this last week's game against the Colts. So how was you feeling about that one?
Uh, I feel like the first half, we played we played a good first half, but the way that we ended it going to the half was just mind blowing. I thought it was gonna get away from us, but the way we came out in the second, I really was surprised. But at the end of the day, we got the win, 20-point win too.
Mhm.
I think that
Oh,
was statement.
yeah, it ended up being a blowout. So and
Hmm.
that was my thoughts too. It's like I never felt like we were out of it, but I felt like it was kind of a bummer that we couldn't step on the gas. Like, okay. So, and it all started where we had him shut down. So that was Trey Hendrickson where he
Yeah,
set him down on 3rd and 14, and then we had that late hit, which was a late hit. And that sucked. Just blackout Trey sometimes is just too into it and couldn't get his truck stopped before he smashed into him. And I can't really bitch about that one. But then they go and score seven, and then they just weren't exactly on the same page. That's one that I wouldn't really put on either one. I think Jake could have thrown a better ball, better
yeah,
ball, but I also don't think that Tanner Hudson was expecting it either where he got it or they just weren't quite on the same page of where he should be, and it was in a weird place to where it's just like, oh cool, I'll take this ball, and ran it right back in. It's just like, you know 10 other times that would just be tipped and hit the ground and whatever, but it was dangerous
facts.
ball and it happened. So that really sucked because as far as yardage and the way we were playing, we outplayed them by a large margin. I thought it just and we had 14 points. That wasn't like a shitload of points, but it that was a solid first half offensively, and up to that point defensively too, because they hadn't got we
Yeah,
let them do
that was
anything.
huge.
All of a sudden, 14 points. I'm like, oh, here we go. Like you said, now it's a ball game. All that we did, all that work didn't matter. So we got to win the
Mhm.
second half. But we did. Some amazing plays. Chase Brown. I think he is going to be an amazing compliment. He's just got that speed. And he seems to hit his cuts fast. He just sees it, cuts it, and goes. So
Yeah.
I think they've designed some runs around him where he doesn't have to do any reads, like, based on his gaps or anything and make a decision and go. I think it's just like you're just going to go, hit your back foot and cut this way and then take off. And it's designed for him to use his speed and not have to think. Is the way I believe they got it set up. But
That's a good point. Yeah.
54-yard touchdown, second fastest match speed this year. That was incredible.
I
I
saw
mean,
that.
I mean, hell, I knew he was fast, but man, somebody said that he ran a 4.4 on his 40, but somebody had said he's more of a 4.3 guy, he just didn't get the greatest time on his 40. And I can believe it seeing that. So, and
And being healthy now. Yeah. Yeah.
hmm hmm offensive line has been playing great. So Jake Browning is going to need that. So and that Colts team had the second most sacks in the league. And I think we held them for no sacks.
Yeah, I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. And they,
I
they
knew
was
we held them to
improvement.
none. Damn, that's wild.
Yeah, their defensive front is really good. They don't necessarily have a star, but it's like from top to bottom, had a lot of dudes. And
Mm.
the one thing they said we might exploit, because Jacksonville is known to do this, I guess their defensive ends get upfield a lot more. And we had some good runs to counter that, because Gus Bradley's defenses, I guess that's what they tend to do. They just try to rush upfield quickly and get up there. I don't know if we'll see that this week, but Mixon's been great. Jake Browning has played great. He's done a lot
Yeah.
of passes like at or behind the line of scrimmage, but it's not all been that. He's put some downfield too. So, and the play action's been working. So, if those things keep working, we'll see with these tougher defenses coming up if that play action game is going to be able to be a factor. If they shut that run game down, we'll see. I don't want to have another Steelers game repeat.
I don't need it. I don't
Um,
need it.
but anyway, great win from the Colts. But since we don't have a crap ton of time until game time, we'll just move on into this week's game. So how you feeling? We got Vikings 7-6, I believe. We're 7-6, both fighting for the playoffs. So and I
Yeah, I feel
know
like
the division is out of reach. The Lions were doing pretty damn good, but so it might be out of reach. But I think that they're still, in the mix for the playoffs. So
yeah, I see if we win by the end of the day, we could be in the sixth spot.
yep,
So
yep, I
that'd be
read that
huge.
too. So no matter what happens Sunday, if Bengals win, if Colts beat Steelers, and if
Hmm.
Broncos beat the Lions, or other way around, I'm sorry, Lions beat the Broncos, then
Yeah.
we all the way into the sixth seed by the end of the day. I mean, I know we'll need help along the way, but that could be crazy to like by the end of Saturday, going into Sunday, no matter what happens, we're the sixth seed. So
Hmm. Yep.
we are
That's
very in the
nice.
thick of things. Not even like this long shot. You need 1,000 things to go right. We pretty much just got to win. We get 3 of the next 4, and we'll need a couple things to shake our way. So it's not like an automatic. I think if we sweep, if we happen to do that, which isn't out of the question. I mean, that would be really tough with these defenses and teams. We
Yeah,
got
with Pittsburgh
Vikings, Steelers,
defense.
Browns, and Chiefs, but
Yeah,
the Chiefs are kind of vulnerable right now. But the biggest thing is they're all great defenses right now too. So. Um,
exactly.
but that would be a testament to like if we can do that, even winning 3 of those 4, I have confidence that we could even win a playoff game.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not out of the question. So we have a very very legitimate shot. So today's challenge, this defense, I think they have not allowed a touchdown the last 2 games. I mean, obviously they shut out the Raiders last week, but I didn't know what happened the previous week. But the little NFL clip I was listening to said that they had not allowed a touchdown the last 2 weeks.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, their defense is really good, and they're blitz central. I think they got Brian Flores out there, so they
Hmm.
they do a lot of blitzes, and they might not all be full out zero blitzes or whatever, but they'll do these disguisey blitzes where they're sending who's the guy that's coming. They're lining up, or everybody's coming. Who's dropping out, and then
Right.
somebody will like delay and then blitz, and then or somebody will like drop out at the last second and close that passing window. So their MO is going to be to confuse Jake Browning or whoever's behind center, but. This week it's Jake Browning for them, just so they don't know exactly what's coming at them, what's coming, what's dropping in coverage, where my passing lane's going to be. So, and they're really, really good at that. So, their defense is really what's going to be scary. So, I don't know how you feel about that, but that's the biggest challenge.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Just gotta really we gotta send help for protection. I feel like because, like you said, he's gonna be doing a lot of blitzing,
Mm-hmm.
and they got
So,
a very good what's his name? Daniil Hunter. He's
Neil
good.
Hunter
We
is
thought they would trade.
one of their dogs. I don't know anybody else's name, but the Neil Hunter's a name that's been around there for a while, and he's really good. So,
Hmm. That's right.
if that's probably the key to the game. I just think that the trenches, if our O line can hold up, or if we can get some semblance of a run game, like it might not be as good as the past couple weeks. We might not be cracking off like 30, 40, 50-yard runs with the regular, but if we can stay ahead of the chains, maybe we can pull it off. Our O line's been great, but this is a big challenge. So I think that's honestly for me the key of the game is just the trench play.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know how good they are at covering. I didn't really get into it that much, but I think the strength of their defense is that defensive front. So if we get some time, I don't know. I think they actually do have a pretty good secondary, so we'll see there. But we got guys all over the place, so a lot of guys to cover. Now, real quick on offense for them, they got Justin Jefferson coming back. So I mean,
Scary.
he's scary no matter who's throwing him the ball, but somebody does got to get it to him. They're on their 4th quarterback, or because they
Yeah, I
had
think they
Cousins go
said
down
this is
and then they
four.
went to their backup and then they traded for Dobbs, right? I don't know who their backup was,
I forgot
but
too. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, but I think they went to whoever their backup was. And then since they were probably in the playoff hunt, like still, they're like, let's just get somebody that can, we think can maybe help us, So I know they traded or whatever for Josh Dobbs. And
Hmm.
I think didn't he have a good first game, but then it kind of went off the rails after that. So I thought I
Yeah,
heard
like a
talk
good
about he had
two
a pretty
game.
good first game with him, but then after this last week where they, yeah, scored 3 points at the last minute, 3-0. What a disgusting game. We're like, yeah, this isn't going to work out. So now they're with a guy named Nick Mullins who hasn't played any meaningful snaps, I don't think, in a couple years. So um, who knows? There's tape on him at least, but it can be different with different guys around him. So
Hmm.
I don't know. It's all a wild card to me. I don't think they have a very good run game, but you know, they got their boy back. So and do they still
Yeah.
have a Thielen? No, Thielen's gone, right?
Nah, they got TJ Hawkinson. He's a good
Hawkinson, yeah. That's
target.
I knew they had a couple really good players. So yeah, they got so tight end and a couple times we did get ate up by tight ends this year, but
Yeah, that's my
linebackers have
way.
had a better couple of games. So maybe that'll help. So um I don't know. It's sort of a wild card there too, but I don't really feel that they're going to be that great. And our defense honestly has been kind of trending up, and we're going to need them to play like that Lou Anarumo defense. When I really think that they're kind of rounding in the form. If you think about it, is just we've had a lot of young guys. We've really trusted like this 2023 draft class has been out there in mass. Due to
Facts.
injuries or just due to having better talent than what we were fielding, like i.e. Nick Scott. He just underperformed what we needed. And so like, okay, battle, you want a shot, and DJ Turner getting his shot because some Cam Taylor Britt going down, but a Awuzie seems to be kind of rounding back into form.
Yeah, he do. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so we're going to need that type of defense that we've been used to the past couple of years to be that the next 4 weeks, and it starts today. So this is not a pushover team, but yet I feel like it's one of the most winnable. So it's kind of a must win. We really, I think, only can drop one of these games. If we drop two and go to 9-8, I really think it'd be super tough. I mean, there's probably a path if you wrote it down on paper and a possibility, but I just don't feel that too much would have to go in our favor for that to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Way too much. Hmm.
yeah, we get 3 wins. We got some tiebreakers over a lot of teams, and we still might not make it, but I don't think that as many things have to go right. So and it starts here, because Steelers and Browns, I mean, two top
Tough.
defenses, and it's divisional. Those are always stupid. And then KC's, they're the champs, man. So any way you shake it, I don't care if their guys got butterfingers and they couldn't freaking catch a cold. I mean,
That's right.
yeah, their
Yeah.
defense is playing really well, and they still got Patrick Mahomes. When you got a guy like that, it, you just need him to make one play when it matters most, and he's that type of guy that can make that one play when it matters most. So that's going
Hmm.
to be a tough game. But at any rate, man, you got anything else to say about this game?
I just want to say, like, it also with the offense for us, I feel like
Mhm.
if we do use the screen more, I feel like that'll help us because that's like an extension of the run. So I feel like that helps us at least in the last game. So
It really worked, and I know a lot of people were like, "Why didn't we do this sooner?" But we could never do it. If you remember, like we'd throw screens, they'd get blown up. I don't know
yeah,
what didn't work or why it didn't work with Joe Burrow, but the handful of times we would try those type of plays, they just did not work that well. Play action didn't work too well, but I think Joe Burrow is not super comfortable like under center and then having to turn his back. I don't know. He loves being an empty. And
he
when we tried to
does.
do that with the Steelers with Jake Browning, because he's like, let me just run it, don't water it down for me. That's not him. That's not him to go back and just like diagnose five guys, go through the progressions. Now he can go through his progressions. He's pretty smart like that, but just being an empty, not as many guys protecting, and that's not him.
Right.
Even at UW, he was good at. I remember those bootlegs and things like that. So like, but we executed those screens really well, and the boots and lots of passes like at or near the line of scrimmage. But that's like I said, it's not to say he didn't chuck some things down the field because he did. But
Hmm.
you're absolutely right. If that works today, we can have an effective offense. I think.
Exactly. I think so. I'm anxious to see the game plan today because, like you said, it's a
Yeah.
good defense, a solid defense.
Mm-hmm.
No slouch.
Yeah, yeah, their defense is no slouch, and um, I'm pretty proud of our coaching staff the last couple weeks. I know we were talking about Staley because I remember early on, how they were like going for it and doing all these things, and they were like, "I wish our coach would do that. Zach Taylor's no good," and they got the good coach, and then they go all in, and that. But that's the year I think they had like a do or die to make the playoffs, and they didn't get it. And then the next year,
Yeah,
they spend all this money and get all these guys, and like they're going all in, they're doing it right. They went and got J.C. Horn or whoever he was, and Khalil Mack,
yeah,
spent all this money on defense, but the defensive minded coach ended up kind of with the trash defense. But they did make the playoffs that year, and they were up 27-0, and then they lose that game. And then this year the debacle, whatever it is, and then they had to take a 63-point loss. So I'm pretty happy with Zach Taylor did. I mean, I know his first 2 years he had what, 6 wins, 2-win season, 4-win season, and then Joe Burrow had a full season, and then it was off to the races.
yeah.
We're looking at 3 winning seasons in a row. This one full of turmoil with injured Joe Burrow to start the year, and then Joe Burrow out the year, and then have to close out with Jake Browning. So, I mean, 2 more wins gets us a winning season. And
Yeah.
not that I would be super happy, like, yay, we had a winning season and no playoffs, but that still gave us a lot of fun football. So,
Mm-hmm.
so just saying. So, yeah, coaching staff has been cooking pretty well. So, well, shoot, we got about 25 minutes till game time. You want to wrap this up? Then we can go watch some pregame stuff, and then we'll hit it up in the chat.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. It's been fun. I'm glad we got together to do this. It's been a couple weeks, so I guess we'll just give it a hoot day. Last little tip of coffee.
Good day.
Yeah, because we're Stripes and Coffee. That's our gimmick, right? That's what all 2 of our subscribers are waiting for us to drink the coffee. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not. But all right, Josh, it's been fun as always. So Stripes and Coffee out. We'll go watch this Vikings game and hope for a Bengals win. Who day?
Yes, sir. Good day.